Alright, we're back and we're doing little Monika
Yeah,
extras.
we're doing the Monika extras, which...
Because this guy has learned to understand Monika after all of the blind rage.
Well, it took
Maybe
me...
not blind rage, but still
Well,
rage.
I already knew she was, like, fine, but, like, my rage was, like...
Yeah, like I said, you got rage.
It was like a block. Lucky, stop it.
Stop stepping my foot. Jitter V2.
I jump, then gently look around.
Guiltily
look around. A lot of time seems to have passed. Nothing Monika and Sayori apparently finished their conversation. Really have no self-control, do I? Hey, Monika. What's up?
I thought you joined this club to get into literature, not play games on your phone. Jeez. Not trying to be your mom, but you need some discipline.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got caught up in it. It's sort of addicting. I mean, they kind of designed the game to be addicting, so...
Excuses.
She probably thinks that I'm some kind of no-life otaku now. Not that she'd be wrong, but...
Well, if you're not going to be doing anything constructive with your time right now, why don't I help you out? I got a ton of work to do today, and I really appreciate it.
Having to do work isn't too bad a payoff for getting to see Monika's irresistible smile. Besides, I'm not doing anything anyway. My game can wait, probably. Sure thing. What do you need me to do?
Wait, why are you slipping my feet?
As I say that, I stand up and stretch, wincing as my leg tingle from pins and needles.
Well, for one thing, could you hold these papers for me while I get out my laptop?
I nod and she hands me a thick sheaf of paper. Oh man, I really don't envy her position. She must have to do so much paperwork. Monika sits down in the seat next to me, pulling a sleek silver laptop out of her school bag. I thought that laptops weren't allowed to be used in school buildings.
Normally they aren't, but I talked to my teachers and they give me permission to use it after I prove that they can trust me with it. It really does make work a lot more efficient, you know?
And you really aren't a normal high school student, are you?
It's just a matter of setting a good precedent for yourself in the teacher's eyes. Anyway, you're not one to talk. You're not allowed to use cell phones in the school buildings either.
I mean, can you say that a rule's broken when there's no one around to enforce the rules?
That doesn't even make sense.
You know, like the tree falling down with when no one's around to hear it thing? Like it gives me a stern expression at first, but it quickly breaks down with a giggle.
It's no wonder that you never got into literature, Jitter V2. Given the amount of time you spend playing around.
Hey, I do some work sometimes. You know what they say, always hire lazy people because they'll finish what they have to do in the quickest and most efficient way possible. Or something like that.
You see, that's why you don't get these privileges. You have to work hard to earn the things you want.
The sigh escapes from her lips as she powers on her laptop.
Oh, I have to admit, working hard isn't all that fun though.
Don't you ever do random fun things in your free time?
Free time?
Like any hobbies besides tennis, I mean?
Free time?
A hint of a blush slowly develops on her face.
Like what?
Sorry, I forgot that you probably don't have a lot of downtime. But yeah, things like playing video games, watching shows, drawing. Oh, reading too. Anything that acts as stress relief.
I mean, I have to say reading and writing then, given that I'm leading the school's literature club. And playing the piano as well.
Well, those hobbies are pretty fitting for a top student. Sneak a peek at Monika's laptop screen once she's logged in. Background looks like a default one with swirls of gentle blues and greens filling the screen. There aren't many icons, just the typical internet and productivity ones. There's a single folder labeled school, breaking up the default icons.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Suffice to say, her desktop is exceedingly sparse. You don't use your laptop much, huh?
Not really. Mostly just for schoolwork and things like that.
We're basically the total opposite. I can spend hours surfing the internet. An almost wistful expression appears on her face.
You don't have much going on for you, do you?
In terms of schoolwork and clubs and stuff, I guess not. Which is another reason why I'm glad that I'm in the literature club now. It's stopping me from just whittling the days away. It gives me a purpose.
I'm really glad for that, Jitter V2.
That gentle smile just melts my heart.
To think that my efforts could be such a good influence. Not that I'm trying to go on the ego trip or anything, of course. It's just nice to see benefits of my own.
Don't worry, I get what you're saying, but you can't just work all day, you know. That much stress could start impacting your health.
That's true.
She sighs again, a heavier sigh that just radiates exhaustion.
But what am I supposed to do? My left leg is suddenly in like a lot of pain,
Ha.
but like I can't do anything about it. I can't help it if it's a lot going on.
Well, let's just take it one step at a time, starting now. You can take a break right now. After all, it's club a lot allocated time.
Come
anyway.
on, just game with me. Come on.
Come on, you're supposed to be doing club activities anyway, not work.
Well,
She gives me a doubtful look and plays with the ends of a strand of hair.
that's literally at the very bottom of her. Like it's like so far down. All right, guess you're right. What do you want to do then?
Even though she's supposed to be taking a break now, Monika looks pretty miserable at the thought of not working. Is she really that much of a workaholic? Hopefully I can cheer her up. Your laptop's from a pretty good brand, but I'm guessing you've never played games on it.
That's right.
Are there any types of games you like playing?
This is gonna be solitaire. No, I'm not really into games.
Well, what's the last game you've played?
Face. I never played any video games before.
What? Really?
You think I lie about that? Alright.
Ah, crap, she seems kind of annoyed now. Sorry, it's just that video games are such a huge part of my life that it's kind of a shocker to realize it's not a part of everyone's life. Monika sighs yet again. Wonder how many times I'm going to make her sigh today. But you've never played any type of video game before in your life. No arcade games or virtual pets even?
I'm afraid not. I just never really had the time to get into them. My parents are kinda strict too, so.
I've never had to completely introduce anyone to the world of video games before. The prospect of doing so is exciting, yet frightening. Well, I'm sure that there are a lot that would suit you. There's a ton of reading intensive and story-driven games out there. There are probably even poetry-related ones too. Monika raises an eyebrow, shooting me a skeptical look. Look, hand over your laptop and I'll show you. Don't worry, I won't wreck it or anything, I promise. After a slight hesitation, she allows me to take over her laptop.
5 seconds on the laptop, fibers.
Alright, what to start with. In the end, I settle on downloading an Ottomi game for her. I haven't played many of these considering that they are basically dating sims geared toward women, but Monika might get a kick out of it. It's a fairly silly one too, where instead of guys you date cats. Not even anthropomorphic cats, just regular old cats.
That sounds neat.
I load up the game and watch Monika's expression change to one of bewilderment as the glittery.
It's like, alright, you game regular cats.
Title screen featuring photos of cats fill the laptop's display.
It's just like meow.
A gentle tinkling melody sounds from the laptop speakers.
And Neko boyfriend.
Grant at her and begin the game.
What did I just get myself into?
Something extremely fun and life-changing, obviously. As we read through the opening dialogue, I notice Monika's expression slowly relaxing. A sparkle appears in her eyes as the comedy and absurdity of the game start to get to her. She even starts chuckling at some lines, although I could tell that she's trying to suppress it. But as we continue, I realize that she's really leaning out of her seat to look at the laptop on my desk. Here, let's move our desks together so that it's easier for you to see.
Well, I can't pull my feet down, so I gotta stand.
Lucky move, fatso.
Whoa.
Good idea.
I slide my desk up to Monika's and move the laptop so that it's between the two of us.
Yeah,
Holy crap. Oh, that's, yeah, see?
Yeah, 'cause
this is a work in progress.
And
sorry.
then something happened.
Yeah, something happened.
So, yeah.
By the way, I've played through this game already, so you can progress the text yourself now.
I mean, I still like it.
Besides, you probably read way faster than I do.
Hey, wow, I do. I read a lot faster than you do. Thanks, Ruby, too. That's pretty thoughtful of you.
Now that we're sitting as close together, we're practically pressed up against each other. But think about how warm she feels against me. Sneaking a peek at her face, it doesn't seem like she's realized the situation we're in. Or maybe she's just used to it. After all, it wouldn't be surprising if she had a lot of experience with love.
No,
in fact, there are plenty of guys who would kill to be in my position right now. So maybe this is totally normal for her. Come to think of it, this might be totally normal in general. Maybe I've just been isolating myself from everyone so much so that I've been missed out on a regular high school life.
Yeah, like they said, missed and not missing.
I really don't want to end up a hand-holdless and kissless high school graduate, but it is really possible that someone could like me in that way. Well, I should probably just focus on the here and now instead of thinking about depressing things like that. At any rate, Monika's doing that right now. She's completely absorbed in the game.
What is this choice? How am I supposed to do between Yuta and Sakutoro?
I'm really glad that she's enjoying this. I don't know what I would have done if she ended up hating all video games. But just goes to show seemingly perfect students are people
Imagine
too.
being a person that can make someone else just hate all video games because you just gave like a poor video game choice. Probably feel awful. Alright, great response. You know, when you suggested that we play games together, I didn't expect you to show me a weird dating thing.
Hey, I thought that a visual novel would be a good way for you to dip your toes into the waters of gaming. It's funny too, and I figured that the humor could help with your stress.
Well, you figured correctly, because this is actually really funny.
Anyway, more importantly, whose route are you going after? Like, who do you want to romance?
They're not real people, so it's kind of hard to say.
Let's pretend that they are real people.
Well, I think that I have to pick Katsuki. He's really kind-hearted. It seems like he's just the type to listen without holding any judgments. He's gentle, yet strong and reliable, so you get a feeling of comfort from him. Not to mention, he's really smart too.
So I'm guessing that's your type then. Monika's cheeks faintly redden at my words.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Either way, you have good taste. His route is pretty interesting.
Hey, don't you spoil anything.
Alright. Just watch out for all the flags then.
Flags?
Yep, they're events and lines of dialogue that have heavy foreshadowing. For instance, if Kakusai told you something like, "You'll never leave me, will you?" that might be a death flag.
Yeah.
Or at least something will probably happen in the future to separate the two of you.
I see. You'll never leave me. Will you do me too?
Damn!
Oh!
Huh? Fucking direct as shit.
You better watch out for your impending doom now.
It's not a line I ever expected to come out of Monika's mouth. That's how it works.
That's
anyway.
not how it works. I mean,
The
that's how it
death
works.
flag pops up for the person who says the line, not for the player or me, I guess.
My bad then. The line is really too cheesy though. I can barely keep a straight face while saying it.
Damn, fucking the fourth wall breaks. To be honest, I wouldn't mind if Monika said that kind of thing to me more though. Not a romantic type then.
What do you like to know?
Trying to be the mysterious type then, huh?
Oh, I dropped one. That one's got good Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker. Tucker.
Oh, I gave it to him. He's on the bed still. Hey, not the visual novel character. Alright? Can't just box a person into the archetype.
So you say.
Let's focus on the game again. Sorry to read too. I totally lost track of the time. We should actually get back to Sherry Bombs now. Yeah.
That's alright, I forgot about the time as well. Guess that's a mark of how engrossing the game is.
The conversation wasn't that bad either.
Yeah, glad my route isn't too boring. Honestly though, I'm really happy that you like the game.
Thanks for showing it to me. I needed a laugh, and a silly game like this was just perfect. I like to think that I have a good sense of humor, and it's right and hits its nail on it. Yeah, good.
Does that mean that I have good taste then?
Maybe.
Well, shall we get going? Monika nods, then pauses a little.
Face. Hey, did it be too? Sorry that was a bit short with you before. If I seem irritable sometimes, just no, that's not anyone's fault. Ooh. It's just easy to get stressed with all the responsibilities I have to deal with.
It's fine, really. Everyone has their days off.
Well, thanks. Okay, everyone. Let's all share our palms while we still have some time left.
I haven't really thought about it until now, but Monika's kind of reserved, isn't she? She's definitely not shy, but I think she puts a lot of effort into maintaining a certain image. I get the feeling that it might be hard to get to know her true self.
Alright, that was that one.
So
And
that was like
about 20 minutes, because like we went like 5 minutes in, and like
yeah. So 20 minutes each.
about.
If that's roughly how it is.
I mean, maybe it could be 20 minutes.
I do like how they changed
I know.
that
I
after
like
all routes were finished.
I like this background.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this one's about. It probably skips.
I'm guessing this is like the second, because like it's like first day when you get there, there's no like CG scenes or whatnot, and then the second and third day they are. So I'm guessing this is the third day in the clip.
Hey Monika, what are you up to? Approach Monika, who's sitting at a desk and doing some sort of work as usual. She responds to me without looking up.
Hi, Doki Doki. I'm just finishing up some paperwork.
sliding to the desk beside her. I'm guessing that it's for the club. Finally glancing up from her paper, she smiles sheepishly.
These are actually unrelated to the club.
Monika, didn't we just talk about taking
Yep.
much needed breaks yesterday?
I know. These are really important, though. They're forms I need to fill as class rep. I won't have time to finish at home today, so I'm just doing them now.
How much do you have to fill out?
Not much more. I'm nearly done.
We lapse into silence as Monika's pen continues to move down the page. She's using a fountain pen. The dark blue ink shines brightly on the stark whiteness of the paper, dulling as it dries. Wonder if I shouldn't have approached Monika, given that she's so busy today. Yuri has her head in a book, Mizuki's puttering away in the closet, and Sary's disappeared somewhere. I'll just stay here for now. I don't think my mere presence would be that bothersome.
Alright, I'm done.
Oh, I was expecting you to have more to do.
I did say that I didn't have much more to do.
Right. What are you going to do with your newfound freedom then?
Not so fast. I still have to turn these in. Wanna come with?
Sure thing. Where to? Far be it from me to turn Monika down.
The faculty room.
After you, then. Stand up and head for the door.
Yuri, since Sary's off to gather supplies and I'm stepping out for a bit, you're in charge until one of us is back. Her face.
Startled, Yuri looks up from her novel like a deer caught in the headlights.
I'll do my best. Thanks.
Shoot Yuri an apologetic look and follow Monika out of the classroom. Yuri doesn't seem too happy with her new responsibilities.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Why didn't you put Mizuki in charge?
Well, for one thing, Natsuki's doing her own thing in the closet. And for another, Yuri's not unreliable. I guess she might have trouble talking if a stranger comes to the classroom. But I doubt anything's gonna happen while we're away.
Alright, makes sense. We round a corner in the hall. Monika seems to anticipate each turn a few steps ahead. I don't think it'd be remiss to assume that Monika spent a lot of time running errands to and from the faculty room. Speaking of Mizuki, what's she even doing in the closet?
I think I've been mentioned before, but Natsuki keeps her manga in the collection in the club room. Apparently her dad is prejudiced against manga or something. Anyway, have you noticed that the manga in the bookshelf is gone? That's because Natsuki relocated into the closet.
Isn't manga banned from the school premises? I know that it's out of sight now, but even so.
Oh, I was able to argue on Natsuki's behalf to the club advisor. I wasn't the debate club president for nothing, you know.
Ah, right. Man, I wish you could have argued for me all those times the teacher took away my manga.
The difference between you and Natsuki is that she doesn't read in the class. And I never heard of you commend the literary values of manga before.
Fair point. While we're on the topic of unconventional forms of literature, though, have you played any more of the visual novel I showed you yesterday?
Sorry, were you expecting me to finish it?
Monika's guilty expression causes me to quickly leap to
It's like,
her conscious. No, of course not. I was just wondering where you were so I wouldn't actually spoil anything.
Oh, alright then. Consider it as always during V2.
It's nothing. So you haven't played any more of the game then?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'll just tell you that there's more to the game than it would lead you to believe.
Oh, how so?
There's actually a darker side to the game that you unlock after you find all the normal endings. So once you finish it, I'd recommend that you replay it for that extra depth.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like a whole, you get all the normal good endings and then the bad things happen, this is bad. But you know. Interesting.
Yep, that dark side is actually part of the reason why I chose that specific game to show you. I guess this kind of shows how games aren't just mindless forms of entertainment. There are plenty that have more depth to them when you actually pay attention. I really dislike it when people write off games without trying them. Appearances can be deceiving, and most of the time it's just people's prejudice getting in the way.
Well, during V2, you're more like Natsuki than I thought.
Eh?
Come on, just give me a video games or literature spell.
Huh? So I did. Well, it's what I believe in, so...
Don't worry, I'm thoroughly convinced. And I agree with your central premise. People's preconceptions often narrow their mindsets. Many people automatically express a distaste for literature and poetry without really trying to get into it as well. It's not boring if you try to figure out what the author is trying to say. Nor if you try to appreciate all the techniques the author used to say it.
I guess this is your writing tip of the day?
I don't know if you can get off that easy. Just wait until we share a post for a good one.
Well, I guess that was my gaming tip of the day then. even though it didn't really have anything to do with actually playing games.
I guess that is a universal thing. Appearances being different from the content. You can say that it applies to people as well. Most people are made up for many different layers.
Yeah, like an onion.
Well, there are probably more poetic ways to put it. But yeah, like an onion.
We share a chuckle as we approach the faculty room.
I'll be right back.
I lean against the walls. Monika slips through the doors. As she said, it's not long before she's back, this time without papers in hand. Everything good?
Yep. I don't know what I would have done if I had to do it over again or something like that.
I don't think that you'd ever have to worry about that.
You never know if I let my guard down and become sloppy.
I think that your sloppy work would probably still be better than my best work. Besides, even if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. There's nothing wrong with starting over.
Better to do it right the first time, though, yeah. I wouldn't want to waste any time anymore.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, shall I head back?
Fine by me. We start walking back to the way we came slower this time. Though Monika still walks with purpose, it seems like a weight has been lifted from her shoulders, at least momentarily. She's not in such of a rush anymore.
What's up?
Oh, I was just wondering whether the clubs are up to right now.
They're probably busy preparing for the festival. It's a good opportunity to showcase all the talents of the club as well as some of the members.
That's true. That reminds me, is our club not going to do anything for the festival?
Don't worry, I was going to talk about that during the club meeting today. Can't spoil anything though, so you have to wait until then to hear about it.
Alright. Actually, you want to check out what the other clubs are doing in that case?
You mean to spy on them?
Think of it more as inspiration.
Well,
A mischievous glint appears in her eyes.
we might as well scope out the competition.
It'll be a secret mission for the ages.
You just go like the big old windows, like secret. Yeah, no. So, which club do you want to visit first?
Let's look at the track team first. I'm curious to know what they could put together for the festival.
Sounds like a plan.
Turn to head around ahead in the opposite direction. Ooh.
That's neat.
So we walk through the halls, alternating patches of golden sunlight streaming in through the windows and cool shadows fall over us. One moment warmth, the next a slight chill. Footsteps echo through the halls, at once lonely yet somehow comforting in its departure from the norm of bustling noise that usually fills the halls. Comfortable silence settles over us as we walk. It's a far cry from the banter between us when we were walking through the faculty room, but the silence almost feels more intimate. Throughout the windows, I could see the basketball team practicing
It's
in the
baseball.
distance.
Not basketball.
The nearly setting sun bathes everything in a golden orange glow. Soon it will be dark, and the noise of the city will return with the night light. But for now, all is quiet, peaceful. I used to seldom stay after school of my own accord, but now that I'm doing so, I have to admit there's just something about empty schools. It conjures up an almost indescribable feeling, like time has stopped somehow, especially in the afternoon glow. It's as if the empty school is captured in the snapshot of a sepia photo. Faint echoes of footsteps in distance, doors shutting from those who are left seem like mere ghosts of the past day. I guess that makes Monika and I ghosts too. If only we could just abandon all responsibilities and drift away. But that's just wistful thinking. Do you stay after school a lot?
Well, I've always been in clubs, so.
Oh, right. I was just thinking about how it's peaceful when schools are empty.
Yeah. It's a bit lonely, but at the same time, having more people around would ruin the peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
I've always thought that the golden hour was beautiful as ever.
The golden hour?
It's that time right after the sun rises and before the sun sets where everything is tinted by yellows and oranges.
So like right now then.
That's right, I wish that it lasted longer. But nothing gold can stay.
That's pretty poetic. Depressing too.
I didn't come up with that myself. It's the title and last line of one of Robert Frott's poems.
I see. I guess that explains why it's poetic. He sounds like an interesting guy though. I've gotta check out his poems sometimes.
His poems are really interesting as well.
By this time we've reached one of the school's back exits. As we step outside, a cool breeze ruffles my hair and makes the ends of Monika's hair ribbon dance. It's kind of chilly, isn't it?
It is nearly sunset, not to mention we're in November right now.
I wonder if we'll have a white Christmas this year.
I hope so. I just love snow.
Shivering, we make our way towards the track, where the track team's club room and the sports equipment storage shed are close by. Oh, that reminds me. Isn't the tennis team doing anything for the festival?
We are, actually. I'm class rep and president of the Liturgy Club, though, so the vice captain's taken over the duties since I have to manage 2 events already for the festival.
That makes sense. You'd be swamped otherwise.
You should check out my class cafe during the festival, by the way.
Only if you promise that I won't get food poisoning.
I'll personally pay your medical bills if that happens.
We quiet down as we reach the club room. However, even though we're quiet, the people inside the room aren't. Track team is as boisterous as ever, so much so that we can even hear snippets of conversation from outside. Seems to be an argument going on inside, although to be honest, can't tell whether I'm hearing happy or angry outbursts. It's just the way the track team is, loud. Monika raises an eyebrow at me, and I reply with a shrug. They've got a lot of energy, huh?
Well, they are the track team.
Slowly approach the door's window to peek inside. Before we can reach it, the door flies open with a bang. Flinch as the quiet is suddenly shattered by the voices coming from within the club. A petty girl wearing striped stockings dash out of the club room, turning her head to yell back at the team members.
Yeah, Emmy, yeah. Whatever. You guys figure it out then. I'm gonna hit the track before it gets totally dark.
She flings the door shut and turns toward the track, nearly running into us.
Oh crap. Sorry. Didn't see you guys there.
She looks kind of familiar.
It's fine. More importantly, is everything alright in there? Oh, them? Yeah, they're fine. We were just out arguing over the festival things. Were you guys just about to knock?
No, kinda. We're just wanting to take a peek. This is what you guys were doing. Sparkle appears in the girl's eyes.
Are these new members I spy? We were just a bit curious. Curious about the team, right? Since you gotta be new members.
The girl suddenly seems to me much more intimidating with her overbearing excitement. Well,
in that case, I'm at your disposal. Ask me anything.
Monika and I exchange glances. In that case, what's the track team doing for the festival?
Oh, about that. Well, you guys heard of them there. We haven't really decided yet. But have you know, what it will do will be really good. Everything's as enthusiastic as you, then I'm sure that it will be.
The girl sighs, her mood seemingly dampened a bit by Monika's words.
That's the problem. Not all of them are so passionate. Man, wish there were a whole team of these. Anyway, that's why we need to get more go-getters like you two on the team.
I want to join the track team, but I feel like I'm going to really disappoint this girl if I don't do it. Feels like I'm being swept up in a hurricane of excitement with her. Wait, I have the literature club though. I must resist.
I'm sure that you'll be able to convince new people to join during the festival. Especially if you're the spokesperson. Thanks. Oh shoot. Oh gosh, I gotta go change. I gotta run, man, before the night falls. See you at the festival.
Thorns out, off with a wave and a smile. Somehow I feel really drained after talking to her.
Too much excitement.
Yep. Let's head back.
What happened to my elbow? I got this little thing. I was like,
once we're back in the school building. Safe territory once again. No sports for me. Who was that girl anyway?
I think she's a 3rd year. If I remember correctly, she won a bunch of awards for track.
Well, I guess she's got a right to be so enthusiastic then. We heading back to the club room now?
Actually, is it okay if we look at the light music club too? They're the club that I'm most interested in at the moment, aside from the literature club, of course.
Sure thing. Monika leads the way to the music room. It was mentioned the other day that she played the piano, so I guess she spent a lot of time in there too. However, the room is completely quiet when we get there. Guess that they are not having a meeting today.
That's fine. Let's go in anyway.
She slides the door open as she speaks. The room is actually quite large and spacious. A variety of different instruments are stored in the room, and there are plenty of chairs lined up in neat rows. In the corner sits an elegant-looking grand piano.
Since the light music club isn't meeting up for today, let's make a little music ourselves.
Now, what do you mean?
Come on, 3-2.
The smile playing on her lips, Monika grabs my hand and leads me over to the piano. She sits on the bench and pats the empty space beside her.
Dual piano playing.
When I sit down, I realize that we're close enough for our shoulders to brush up against each other. That's when we're too... that is, we're too close together for me to fully relax.
Do you play any instruments?
Huh? Oh no, not really. My dad tried to get me into playing the piano, actually. But his attempts kind of fell flat.
I see.
Yeah, sometimes I wish that I were more serious about it as a kid. Then I would have at least one talent by now.
Well, you can learn with me right now, then.
Yeah, I guess you are right. She smiles at me as she lightly glides her fingers over the keys.
Do you remember anything about it?
Yep, I remember stubbornly refusing to practice and frustrating my father. I feel a bit guilty about the younger me's behavior every time I visit his house and see his piano. I remember where middle C is, at least. I position my hands the way I was taught as a kid. Struggle to recall more from within my murky memories. I was never really good at reading music, but I can't play by ear either. So I guess you could treat me as a total newbie to this.
Well, I don't happen to have any sheet music on hand anyway. I'm no expert at it either, though. Only recently picked up the piano, so I can't play much. I really like practicing, though. You could say it's kind of therapeutic.
That makes sense. I mean, the music can be really soothing. Monika's fingers start drifting across the keys again.
The piano's really versatile, too. I can be slow and methodical if I want, or fast and spontaneous. It's really just a night outlet for emotions.
More so than poetry?
Can't really compare the two. But there are some things you can't describe too well with words. Things you only just have to feel to get.
Monika closes her eyes as she slowly plinks her way through the scale. She turns to look at me once she's done.
Isn't it crazy to me too? How humans have somehow evolved to want to create. How we were able to create abstract something out of nothing.
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't really know how to respond. This is me speaking to Yuri all over again. I guess it's kind of unique how humans are able to build up on other people's progress as well. It's like how you're using an instrument that someone else invented to create sounds that have never been heard before.
This is how civilization was born, eh?
Her hands move lightly over the black and white keys as she picks out a melody. It's quite simple, but that only adds to its charm.
Why don't you try playing some?
I don't know how to play anything, though.
Come on. It's just the two of us in here.
So it is.
It doesn't matter if it's any good as long as we try.
So you say.
Let's play a duet. Just follow my lead and play from your heart. Remember, I'm a beginner too, so it's not like you have a hard time following along.
You say that, but...
No buts.
Monika starts to play slowly but deliberately. She raises an eyebrow at me, and with a sigh I put my long-forgotten muscle memory to the test. Sudden flurry of ocean notes bursting forth from my fingertips visibly shocks Monika. Just kidding. The discordant noise that sounds from my clumsy fingers causes Monika to recoil a little. Say that this was a bad idea would be an understatement. Told you that I was bad.
I'll have to admit, I expected you to remember a bit more. All you need is more practice, though.
Right, well, it's getting kind of late, so we should hurry back.
I suppose it is.
Monika slowly rises as I quickly shoot to my feet, embarrassed, but in my haste, I trip over myself. Gah! Bam! First thing I'm aware of is the throbbing pain in my forehead. The second thing I'm aware of is the pair of brilliant emerald eyes only a few inches away from me. I instinctively jump away from her. My face begins to heat up. Ow, what happened?
You kinda knocked our heads together there.
Crap, are you okay?
I'll be fine. Probably.
I'm really sorry, Monika. Are you sure you don't need to lie down or something?
Me too, are you always more energetic after head injuries?
Huh?
I'm fine, really. Actually, I'm more worried that you won't have enough time to share poems. So, let's hurry back to the classroom.
If you say so. But I'm going to keep a close eye on you. Tell me if you feel dizzy or have blurry vision or anything like that.
I said I was fine, didn't I?
Still,
Let's just hurry back.
we make our way back to the classroom at a brisk pace. None of the people with head trauma are supposed to do that. But in the end, we make it back to the classroom in one piece. It seems that Sarah is already back as well. Monika rushes to the front of the classroom to gather everyone's attention.
Okay, everyone.
Meanwhile, I return to my seat and try to steady my breathing. Somehow I don't think either of us will be bringing up what happened anytime soon. But for now, I should make an attempt at clearing my head. Girl, it's poem sharing time.
Alright.
Final one.
Final one. Sunday scene.
Probably like near the end.
No, Sunday scene is when we're like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think grouped together and we're working on something. You know?
It's already
for the festival.
Sunday. The day that Monica's coming over to my house to work on festival pamphlets with me. The day that one of the most popular girls in my school is coming over to my house, where we'll be alone together the whole day. The closer it gets to the time that Monica's supposed to arrive, the more nervous I am. I'm practically buzzing with nervous energy, and I decide to succumb to a last-minute cleaning frenzy. Not that much of a messy person, but living alone in a big house, I've kind of let things go. The fact that I haven't had someone over in forever doesn't help matters either. Actually, that's probably where most of my anxiety is stemming from. A sudden ring of the doorbell startles me into dropping the couch cushions I was holding. Ah, crap. I lost track of the time in my panic. I toss the cushions onto the couch and rush over to open the door.
I just read too.
Hey. It's a strange feeling seeing Monica in casual clothes. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I kind of expected that she would show up at my door in her school uniform.
Are you alright? You seem a little out of breath.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
Okay, that's good. We'll want you out of commission now, wouldn't we? Face. Well, your doorstep isn't too uncomfortable a place to work, I guess.
Oh, right. Let's head inside.
Lead the way.
I feel myself turning red as I let her in. Have I always been this awkward?
Yes.
I'm just going to attribute my sudden lack of social skills to a combination of Monica's casual clothing and being alone in the house with her. Is that all you brought? Although Monica said that she'd bring all the materials today, she was only carrying her school bag with her. Weren't you going to bring things like art supplies and paper?
Nope. We have everything we need right here.
Yeah? We sit down on the couch. Monica slides her laptop out from her bag and places it on the coffee table.
I was thinking about it last night when I was just about to start gathering up other materials. Wouldn't it be such a hassle to write everything ourselves? It wouldn't look that professional either, alright? So I decided to just do everything digitally. Sorry for not letting you know earlier. I figured you wouldn't be too bothered about it anyway.
That's a pretty good idea. This is going to help speed things up and improve efficiency. I have no objections. I don't know if I have enough ink in my printer to print out that many pamphlets, though.
In that case, I've always got to the library to get everything sorted out. I know one nearby that makes high-quality copies, and since I go there a lot, they give me really good prices, too.
Sounds like a plan. I watch as Monica quickly opens up a pamphlet template in a text document.
Let's see. The way they fly, afternoons of Griffins and I, my meadow, and jump.
Are those the poems we're reciting for the festival?
Come to think of it, you never told me which poem you wanted to use.
Good thing I had the foresight to prepare for this. Oh, I ended up settling on one I found online called Acquainted with the Night.
Ah, that one by Robin Frost.
I'm not surprised that you know it, but yeah, that one.
Good choice, so just look up the poem right now so I can copy and paste into the document.
Fingers fly deftly over the keyboard as she works. Guess I'll end up not doing much today.
I'm curious to know why you specifically chose that poem, though.
Should have expected that Monica would ask that. Time to whip out my literature thinking cap. First of all, I guess that I just liked how it sounded. There was a certain rhythm when I read it that made me keep wanting to read more.
You're talking about the iambic right? Yeah, I totally those movies. When the stressed and unstressed syllables make the word alternate to create an almost musical beat.
Yep, that's right. It's almost like a song or something, the way it works. Also kind of like the themes of the poem. Say that they kind of resonated with me.
Oh, how so?
Well, the poet was inspired by his experiences with depression when he wrote the poem. And although I've never had a depression before, I could relate to the feelings of isolation and uncertainty in it.
Those feelings are quite universal, aren't they?
Yeah, you could say that.
You should try to talk about poetry more to me, too. I could see you being really good at literary analysis if you tried.
Well, maybe. Wait, are you calling me a slacker or something?
Yes. I'm just calling it how I see it.
I'll have to you know that I do try. When I need to.
Yeah, I hope that includes today's work.
Yeah, of course.
And I guess that concludes today's poetry discussion of the day.
Now all we need is an okay everyone, and it will really feel like a club meeting.
Eh? Are you making fun of me?
No, not at all.
Only teasing. I do say that a lot, don't I?
You could call it your catchphrase at this point. Monica puts on a pouty face that almost gives me a heart attack with its cuteness.
It just makes me feel organized when I say it, okay?
Hey, nothing wrong with catchphrases. Seems that while we've been talking, Monica's been working at lightning speed to finish everything. guess there's not much for us to do if we're going everything digital, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of formatting everything correctly and writing some short information blurbs. It's helpful having someone to bounce ideas off of. But in hindsight, you probably would have done more help working with someone else.
That might be so, but I had my reasons. And I just wanted to work with you too.
Aww, thanks for me too.
Don't mention it. Anyway, everyone else seems like they're pretty capable of handling their work. I mean, baking, artsy, atmosphere stuff, and picking out presents. These are all of those guys' fortes, right?
That's why I'm not too worried about the workloads. I think that everyone will try their best, but because they take pride in their talents and because they want the club to succeed.
I don't think anyone would want to let down their friends either, right?
That's true.
How much is there left to do?
I finished the cover page and a description of our club along with different sections dedicated to each poem.
She turns the laptop in my direction to show me. Displayed on the screen is a smartly designed minimalist pamphlet. Photos related to each poem's themes are placed in a way that draws the eye to center on the poetry.
What do you think?
Wow, it looks really professional. Have you ever taken a graphic design class before?
Oh, I have. No, but my cousin. I just had a lot of practice. My mother's a lead designer of a large firm, so maybe it runs in my blood.
I wouldn't doubt it if that was the case.
Do you have any suggestions, though?
I don't have much of an opinion on art and design now that you need it. Not that you need any help on that front anyway. But as for the pamphlet's contents, how about a program guide so that the audience can follow along more easily?
Great idea. Where should we all recite it?
Given that you're the president, you should probably go first. Since Nizuki doesn't really care about performing in front of strangers, how about we have her go next so that she can get it over with? Know what I mean?
Sounds good to me.
The soft sound of keys clinking fills the air as Monika starts modifying the pamphlets again. Yuri is probably going to be the opposite of Nizuki and want to delay the inevitable as much as possible.
She is pretty shy. I don't think she'd want to go last, though, because then all the attention would be on her. So how about we put her second to last?
Fine by me. I'd be fine going last then.
Alright, so that's me, Natsuki, Sayori, Yuri, and for our grand finale, you.
When you put it that way, it kind of makes me reluctant to be last, you know?
You'll do fine.
While you're still editing the pamphlet, how about you add in short bios of each of us as well? I think that'll make it more welcoming for the audience if they get to know the people who are reciting better.
Once a lazy ass who does nothing. But you know, whatever. Oh, I'll make the club seem more welcoming to any Tetra members as well. Another good idea. I suspected of Jervy too.
I'm just throwing ideas out there. You're the one doing all the work.
That is true.
Hey, you're supposed to deny that.
How about you carry out the pamphlets back from the shop then?
Hey, not bad. You've got yourself a deal. A few conversations filled with pamphlet suggestions, critique, and idle chit-chat later, Monika's finally finished with her work.
Does everything look alright to you? No, fine.
She scrolls over the pages for me to scrutinize. Definitely, I join a club with this level of professionalism any day. And I'm not just saying that to be nice either.
Yeah, well that's a relief.
Swiftly pulling out a USB stick, she saves the document on it, closes her laptop, slinging her school bag over her shoulder again.
Alright, let's get over to the library now.
I glance over at the clock as we head out. A few hours have passed by. Hopefully we can get everything else completed quickly so that we can hang out without the thought of work looming over us.
It's literally just printing.
I feel bad for making Monika do pretty much all the work, but this kind of thing really is more suited for just one person to do. Maybe I should have helped someone else. Oh well, they can probably handle themselves. Plus I got to get closer to Monika today.
It's a nice day, isn't it?
It really is. The sky is a clear blue with only a few wispy clouds scuttling across it. And although it's sunny, there's a cool breeze to ensure that it's not too hot out. Yeah, it's a good sign for tomorrow's weather. Wouldn't want the festival to be on a rainy day now, would we? We'd lose all the outdoor food stalls.
The food stalls are always pretty good, huh? It's actually kind of surprising how well those students can actually cook.
Yeah, usually you expect that student-made food would be kind of messy and either over or under-seasoned. Now I'm hungry for homemade comfort food. I haven't had any in a long time.
Do you not eat at home often?
No, I pretty much always eat at home. My mom works abroad a lot though, so I have to cook for myself.
Oh, so that explains why we were alone all this time, the whole time. Is your cooking not very good then?
Actually, I'm not bad at since I've got a lot of practice. To be honest, I'm just too lazy to put in the effort to buy tons of groceries and take the time to cook. I eat pretty unhealthily.
Just me too. You need to take care of your health. Can't have the clubs we're down now, can we?
I guess not. I offer up a sheepish grin that Monika chuckles at. How's your cooking, Monika?
Oh, I'm okay.
Don't be humble, you're probably a master chef or something.
Really not.
You're pretty much good at everything, and you're a top student, not to mention a top athlete to boot.
You don't need to boost my ego like that either.
Hey, it's just the truth. Since you're already so involved with school activities, are you going to run for the student council? I could definitely see you as the president there.
That's something I actually didn't consider. Definitely make my parents happy if I could do it. But I'm not sure if I have the time for it. There are a lot of responsibilities attached to the role.
Right, you already have tons of things on your plate. I didn't mean to make you feel pressure or anything. Just wanted to say that if you ever run for student council president, you'll definitely have my vote.
Thanks for me too.
I'm a sucker for the radiant smile of hers. If you ordered me to kill someone with that smile, I'd do it. Okay, that might have been an exaggeration.
You know what's great? Is that I have 4 hangnails on my thumb, all in one spot, and it's been feeling real not good.
By this time, we've walked well into the city. I've just been following Monika all this time since I have no idea which library she was talking about. She said that it was supposed to be close by though, right? Looking around, I don't see any buildings that seem particularly library-ish. So we cross the street and head towards the tall and imposing building. I decide to ask her, "Hey Monika, where are we going?"
To the library, remember? Don't tell me you forgot that already.
Hey, give me a little credit. I meant where in the city.
Not far from school, actually.
Really? Because we're downtown right now, in the opposite direction of school. She stops dead in her tracks, making me nearly bump into her. Her head tilts up as she stares at the building in front of us. Follow her gaze to look up at it. It has a more modern design and stretches up at least 8 stories tall. It's her parents' building.
Yeah,
A bright blue sign emblazoned with the title Kuman Math and Language Study Center labels the building above the doorway. Oh, Kuman. Isn't that infamous strict cram school that spits out almost an equal number of broken failures and genius successes? That she goes there. She goes there. Oh my god. I've never gone to a cram school before, and I'm extremely glad that I've never set foot in Akuma. Why are we here though, Monika? My voice seems to bring Monika back to reality.
Sorry. I seem to led you the wrong way.
She quickly spins around and begins marching back the way we came.
How silly of me to read too. We need to hurry back to library before it closes. Closed pretty early compared to other places.
Jeez, what's gotten into her? Huh? Hold on, stop! Monika! Lunge forward and grab Monika's arm, pulling her away from the crosswalk. A second later, a car speeds by, the blaring sound of its horn trailing after it. Above us, the red light of an open hand, a universal signal to stop, glows. Aw, man.
Oh.
Look at that. It's
Yeah.
kind of cute with it not being complete.
I mean, yeah.
I hold her close in my arms, my breathing shallow and rapid, my heart beating a tattoo in my chest. I wouldn't doubt if she could feel my heart beating against my chest right now. Blood rushes through my ears, and for a few moments I can't hear anything, only feel. Stand alone together amidst the rushing of the city, the rushing of my blood. Monika is warm in my arms, and that warmth comforts me. The warmth of her being alive and with me. Realize that we're both shaking, and with some effort I steady myself to try to give her something solid to lean on. Seem to spend an eternity standing there. But then reality comes crashing back down again. The noise of the busy city returns. Seems strange that the world still goes on without a care even after such a close brush with death. Face. Monika,
Thank you.
I'm just glad that you are okay. You are okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
The feeling of relief pervades my body. Seems strange that I care so much about someone who I've really only known for a few days. No, actually, it's not strange. Because we're friends, and friends care about each other, right?
You said you'll kill for that smile.
Oh, maybe. Well, I should just see how our friendship develops before I get ahead of myself.
I'm glad that you're here to make sure I was okay, Ruby, too.
Of course. What happened, anyway? Why were you so upset?
I wasn't upset. I don't know. Just a bit flustered. I don't even know why I was flustered.
Does it have something to do with that Kuma building or something? Monika stiffens up once I mention it.
You could say that. That's my cram school right there. have cram school every day, so I guess I just been conditioned to walk straight there. My brain just switched to autopilot.
I see. Well, it wouldn't be strange for that to happen. Do you not like cram school?
I just have bad memories associated with it. I guess it's kind of silly.
No, I'm sure that if it shook up you of all people, then it isn't silly at all.
Thanks, but I should be stronger than this. I really don't mind cram school in general. It's pretty efficient, boosting your grades, and just basically forces you to study.
Not sure if Monica's lying to make me feel better, or if those are her true feelings. Either way, this is a side of her that I've never seen before.
Anyway, mind if you let me go now?
Ah, sorry. Quickly drop my arms and step away from her. Face is going red now, but I just couldn't help hugging her like that. I guess my protective instincts overwhelmed me at the moment.
Yeah.
Monica smiles faintly at me, still looking a bit rattled. How about we take a small break before we continue?
That'd be great, Jerry, too.
We meander through a few streets before we settle on taking our break at a small park. Well, they call it a park, but it's really just a small section of a street that has a few more trees, shrubs than usual, along with a public bathroom. Strange how we were chatting and laughing not that long ago. Somber mood has settled over us, and I find myself preferring to keep quiet. Seems like Monica's feeling the same way, as she doesn't make any move to speak. Hey, there's a vending machine over there. You want something to drink? I'm hoping that maybe something sweet can cheer her up at least a little bit.
Sure thing, that's pretty thoughtful of you.
I sweat. I was gonna get something for myself anyway. What would you like?
A can of coffee would be fine, thanks.
Well, maybe something bitter can cheer her up then. Side on melon soda for myself and quickly
Melon.
return.
How do you not know what melon
With
sounds
the
like?
drinks.
Watermelon? Come on, the fuck? Thank you.
Sit in a comfortable silence and slowly sip from our cans. It's a quiet section of the city. Only a few groups of elderly and a jogger or two populate the park. This peaceful moment is the perfect thing to calm ourselves down with that. After all the excitement from before.
It's after all that rush of excitement, let's drink some coffee.
After a while, I drain my can and languidly stretch as I stand up from the bench. You done with your coffee? I can throw that can away for you.
Yeah, I am. Thanks.
I toss the cans into a trash can and can't help but let out a yawn. I'm kind of sleepy after that, huh?
Maybe you should have bought coffee for yourself, too.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I guess you should lead the way to the library then.
Right, I think it's actually a shortcut that we can take from here.
Monica looks a bit happier now, thankfully. We set off into the city again, but this time through an area with narrow streets that are dotted with trees. We're far from any places with heavy traffic now, thankfully. After slipping through a few alleyways and taking a detour through a residential street, we arrive at a small but modern-looking library. Hey, I recognize this street. We really are close to the school.
You shouldn't doubt me on these matters. I'm a regular here, so you can be sure that I know where I'm going.
She says that, but she actually hadn't when she first led me into the city. That unique smell that books have hit me in full force as we step inside.
Books! Ooh.
Although the weather outside wasn't too hot, the air conditioning in the library is still quite chilly. Bookshelves upon bookshelves of various novels and referencing materials neatly line the walls. Monica rings a bell at a desk and an employee quickly bustles out of a back room to help her. Wandering through the library, she speaks to him. Seems like they're quite familiar with each other, as I can even hear them exchange jokes as she hands him her USB stick. It makes sense that she'd be a regular here, though, since she probably needs to pass out tons of handouts with all her leadership positions. Speak of the devil. That was fast.
Oh, just wait for the librarian to print out our copies. Don't worry, it shouldn't take too long.
I see. I was just thinking about how you're involved in everything at school. You're the captain of the girls' tennis team and former president of the debate club, right?
Yeah, although I'm definitely having my position as president of the literature club.
I don't know how you manage everything and still get good grades.
And I'm a class rep, too.
Man, do you ever stop to smell the roses?
I don't even have time to do that.
Maybe I'll buy you some so that you'll have to smell them.
Wow, what a Casanova. I'll take more than one cheesy line in German, though.
Where that line come from, I don't know. But that was smooth. At least for me it was.
Anyway, looks like our pamphlets are done, so let's pay for them and get along.
We head for the counter where a tall stack of pamphlets lays.
Oh, librarian, new role. How are we gonna do this?
You read.
Alright.
My throat hurts.
Yeah, alright. That'll be $29.75, please. Come on. Oh, I should probably get my wallet out for this.
Monika opens up her
My
school
wallet's
bag
gone.
and digs around inside for
No.
a moment.
Oh, wait.
She lifts her laptop out of her bag and searches through it again with her one hand. There's an awkward silence that starts to stretch out as both the employee and I watch Monika.
I swear I put it in here.
Her face has gone pale now, and it looks like she's flustered all over again.
Face. It seems that I left my wallet at home.
It's fine, I'll pay for it. Hastily pull my wallet out of my pocket before Monika can say anything.
Jury too. You don't. Well, pay it back on Monday.
Don't worry about it, I've got your back. It's only $20 anyway.
More like 30.
Oh well, like I said, you don't have to pay me back.
Are you sure? I feel really bad.
I'm definitely sure. I don't go out very often anyway, so I have a lot of pocket money to
So
save
it's only
up.
$30.
Ugh.
Thank you. Really saved me there, Jury too.
No problem, really. It looks like the librarian's relieved that the situation has been diffused as well.
I'll carry out the pamphlets then, since you're the one paying.
No, we already agreed that I carry them all right. We made a deal and everything.
At least let me carry half of them. I was going to take half of them to bring home anyway.
You drive a hard bargain, all right, if you insist.
Hey, it's the least I could do.
By the time we start heading back to my place, it's late afternoon. Monika's carrying her half the pamphlets in her school bag while I'm using a plastic bag for mine. The day really flew by, and faster than I would have expected it to, given that we were supposed to be working all day.
You know, Jury too, I'm really glad that you decided to pick me to help.
I didn't really end up doing anything, though. Haha.
Don't shortchange yourself. You did all you needed to do today.
Yeah, you
Bless
saved
you.
her life.
Yeah, and you kind of saved me twice. One, my life, and two, I didn't bring my wallet.
Oh, it's fine, really. As your friend, I'm here for you.
Thanks.
Monika clears her throat a little before continuing. Oops.
To tell you the truth, I wasn't exactly excited for you to help me at the beginning.
Huh? So I guess my hunch back then was correct. What changed your mind?
Don't get me wrong, that was only my gut reaction.
So your distrust of my abilities runs that deep, huh?
You know what I mean. I only thought that for a moment, alright?
Alright then.
My reaction was probably because I've been let down so many times already. For all my life, I've always been the one to take charge in group scenarios and to get the work done. And after a while, I guess everyone I work realized that, and they could slack off and leave everything to me since I always get things done.
So I guess that you're just so used to it that you automatically expect it to happen.
That's right.
You shouldn't stand for it, though. You should be telling these people off.
I can't help it. They never care, and I always care too much. This is just how things are.
Well,
Don't try to lecture me on this, Dorito. After all, weren't you one of those people not too long ago?
oh, that's right. I've done the same thing before, too. Back when we were in the same class, I'd be in a group project with Monika once. She'd taken over as leader, immediately delegating tasks efficiently, picking up the slack when needed. I just assumed that she preferred doing most of the work, given that she put out the best work out of all of us anyway. I feel kind of ashamed of myself now.
If I wanted this to stop, I had to change the way society itself works.
Face. I won't say anything else to antagonize her for now. Not brave enough to do it, and I don't want to ruin the mood with an argument, especially not after she just pointed out my own shortcoming.
Anyway, after I thought about it, I realized I should actually be happy they offered to help me. I mean, even though I'm kind of popular, most people don't actually help me with things like that. They just assume that I can handle it, and since I usually like to take on the hardest work myself, that gives them even less incentive to help.
As I thought, you worked too hard, Monika. I'm glad that I got to help you today, and I got to help take a little weight off from your shoulders. Even if it was just a minuscule bit of weight, but I helped relieve. I'm happy that I had the chance to do so.
Thank you, Dorito. Even though you call me reliable, are you the reliable one here?
It's nothing. Sheepishly scratched the back of my head. Hey, it looks like we're back. I guess we're finished for today then.
I'd like to hang out a little more, but
Checks the time on her phone, then sighs.
I have cram school in a bit, so I'll have to get going now.
Aw, man, really?
Yes, really. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow. And thanks for everything today.
See you on Monday then. Monika waves as she sets off in the other direction. Really hope she gets there safely this time. As I watch her leave, I have a strange feeling that I'm forgetting something. Ah, crap. But with all the excitement for today, I totally forgot to ask Monika about Sayori. I feel like an awful friend now. I should be there for her. It's too late to ask Monika now, though. I could just barely make out that swaying brown ponytail in the distance. Just text Monika about it tonight. Hopefully she'll be out of cram school by then.
Alright, it's a good thing I started the time, and it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that was that.
Yeah.
We finished the mod.
That's everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna, you guys won't hear for this for a while because I'm still sticking.
Oh, yeah, no. This is gonna be like months in the later.
I'm sticking with,
4-day upload.
with 4 days. Yeah, every 4 days you will get an episode, and
And I like that we're saying that now at literally the last episode of this mod. The fuck.
So yeah,
Alright.
well, I'll probably mention it through text in description, but
Yeah.
we will see y'all in the next episode, which
Whenever
will be a
that
different mod.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna play the Pierce mod next because
It's like
we
you said it was.
it's
good
what
mod.
I've heard
Yeah.
is really popular, and also I kind of want to see what they do with the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. Well.
see y'all in the next one. See ya.
See ya.